Your life mirrors your thoughts. If you alter your thinking, you can transform your life. The universe responds to your requests, but only when you're prepared to embrace what comes your way. There's an old saying, what you think becomes your reality, what you feel draws experiences toward you, what you imagine creates your future. Success isn't something that simply falls into your lap, it's something you actively cultivate. But what if there was a way to unlock the power to attract success? What if the secret to living the life you've always dreamed of lies within you? In this discussion, I'll share 10 transformative principles that will shift how you approach success. Before we dive in, let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever wondered why some individuals seem to achieve their goals effortlessly while others struggle endlessly? What separates those who succeed from those who don't? Is there a hidden formula for achieving everything you desire in life? If these questions resonate with you, know that you're not alone. The truth is, there's a straightforward path to unlocking your success, and it begins with understanding the principles I'm about to reveal. If you're ready to break free from the limitations holding you back and learn how to invite success into your life, stay tuned. Make sure to engage by liking, commenting, and subscribing so you don't miss these life-altering insights. Let's get started and uncover the keys to success. The first principle is this: decide what you truly want and commit fully. Attracting success doesn't happen by chance, it starts with clarity. You need to identify exactly what you want in life. Think about it, how can you achieve something if you don't even know what it is? Most people drift through life aimlessly, hoping success will magically appear. That's not how it works. The first step is to sit down with yourself and figure it out. Ask yourself, what do I genuinely want? Not what someone else expects of you, not what society tells you to pursue, but what ignites a fire within you. What makes you feel truly alive? Take a moment to envision the life you desire. Picture it vividly. Is it financial independence? Starting your own business? Becoming the best version of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally? Whatever it is, it needs to be specific. You can't just say, I want to be successful. Define what success means to you. Does it mean living in your dream home? Having a fulfilling career? Be precise. Write it down. When your goals are on paper, they stop being abstract thoughts and start becoming tangible realities. However, deciding what you want isn't enough, you must commit completely. By completely, I mean 100%. Not halfway, not almost, but all in. No excuses. Success doesn't come to people who dabble, it comes to those who are relentless. Those who wake up every day and choose to fight for what they want. Commitment means showing up for yourself, even on days when motivation is low. It means sacrificing comfort now for the life you truly want later. Let me ask you this, how badly do you want it? Because here's the truth, if you don't want it badly enough, you'll quit when things get tough. And trust me, things will get tough. There will be days when nothing seems to work, when you feel like giving up. On those days, your commitment will be the only thing keeping you going. Think about it, every person who has achieved greatness didn't stumble into it. They decided what they wanted and gave it everything they had, regardless of obstacles. Now, let's talk about what commitment actually looks like. It's not just saying, yeah, I'll do it. It's proving it with your actions. If you say you want to be fit, are you waking up early to exercise? Are you eating right? If you say you want to start a business, are you dedicating time to learn, network, and take steps every day? If you're not putting in the effort, then you're not truly committed. Commitment is about consistency. It's about showing up day after day, no matter how you feel. Consider this example. People who run marathons don't wake up one morning and decide to run 26 miles without preparation. They train for months, running even when it rains, even when they're tired, even when it hurts. That's commitment. Success operates the same way. It's not about one monumental effort, it's about the small, consistent actions you take daily. Another aspect of commitment is prioritization. When you're committed, you learn to say no to distractions. You stop wasting time on activities that don't align with your goals. For instance, instead of scrolling endlessly on social media or binge-watching shows that add no value to your life, use that time to build the life you want. Time is your most precious resource. Every second spent on meaningless tasks is a second you could invest in your future. But remember, commitment doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. You will, and that's okay. The key is to learn from them and keep moving forward. Don't let setbacks become excuses to quit. If you're truly committed, you'll find a way to turn every mistake into a lesson. Adapt, adjust, and keep going. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: what if I don't know what I want? That's alright, but it's not an excuse to remain stagnant. If you're unsure, your initial goal should be to figure it out. Explore your interests. Try new things. Pay attention to what excites you, challenges you, and motivates you to grow. You don't need all the answers right now, but you do need to start searching. Sitting around waiting for clarity won't get you anywhere. Once you identify what you want, don't keep it to yourself. Share your goals with someone you trust. When you verbalize your goals, they become more real. Plus, having someone to hold you accountable can be a game changer. They'll remind you of your commitment when you feel like slacking off. Let's move on to the second principle. Train your mind to stay focused on success. Success begins in your mind. If you don't condition your mind to stay focused, distractions will steal your time, energy, and potential. Staying focused isn't about trying harder, it's about cultivating the right mindset. You need to decide that your mind will work for you, not against you. So, what does it take to train your mind for success? First, block out the noise. Every day, you're surrounded by negativity, social media, news, complaints from others. If you let all of that in, it clouds your focus. Filter what you allow into your brain. Be intentional. Read books that inspire you. Listen to voices that push you to grow. Feed your mind with content that aligns with the success you want to achieve. Next, stop multitasking. You can't chase success if your attention is divided. Focus on one thing at a time. If you're working on a goal, commit fully to it in that moment. Don't check your phone every 2 minutes. Don't let notifications pull you away. You need deep focus, and deep focus requires discipline. Tell yourself, this time is for my work, and nothing else matters right now. Your brain isn't designed to switch between tasks constantly. Every time you lose focus, you waste mental energy trying to regain it. Now, let's discuss eliminating distractions. You might think distractions are harmless, but they're not. They're like tiny thieves stealing moments of your potential. If you're serious about success, you need to identify what's pulling your focus and cut it out. Is it social media? Turn off your notifications. Is it mindless scrolling? Limit your screen time. Are people interrupting your flow? Set boundaries. You can't afford to let distractions control your day. Success demands your undivided attention. Another part of training your mind is creating habits that keep you focused. Habits are powerful because they automate your actions. When you build habits aligned with your goals, you don't have to rely on willpower all the time. For example, if you want to grow your business, make it a habit to spend the first hour of your day working on it. If you want to improve your health, make it a habit to exercise at the same time every day. When you establish routines, you reduce decision fatigue, and your mind stays clear and focused. Visualization is another key to staying focused. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it needs direction. Every day, take a few minutes to close your eyes and picture yourself achieving your goals. See the details. Feel the emotions. Imagine the success you're working toward as if it's already yours. When you visualize success, your brain starts to believe it's possible. And when you believe it's possible, you're more likely to stay focused and take action. Here's something else: get comfortable with saying no. If you're focused on success, you can't say yes to every opportunity, invitation, or request. Saying yes to the wrong things is saying no to your goals. It's not about being rude or selfish, it's about protecting your time and energy for what truly matters. Learn to say no without guilt, because every no brings you closer to the success you want. Surrounding yourself with the right people also helps you stay focused. If you're around individuals who complain, procrastinate, and waste time, their behavior will rub off on you. But if you're around driven, motivated, and focused people, their energy will push you to stay on track. Choose your circle wisely. Your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset determines your focus. Setting clear, specific goals is equally important. A focused mind needs direction. Write down your goals in detail. Don't just say, "I want to succeed." What does success look like for you? Break it down. Set daily, weekly, and monthly goals. When you have a clear target, it's easier to stay focused because you know exactly what you're working toward. The third principle is to replace every negative thought with a positive one. Your thoughts shape your life. Every single thought you entertain has the power to either propel you forward or hold you back. Negative thoughts act like anchors: they weigh you down, make you doubt yourself, and stop you from reaching your full potential. But here's the good news: you have the power to change them. You don't have to let negative thoughts dictate your life. The key is replacing them with positive ones. This isn't just feel-good advice, it's a proven method to shift your mindset and take control of your future. The first step is recognizing when you're thinking negatively. Many people don't even realize it. They wake up, start their day, and let their minds spiral into negativity without a second thought. You need to become aware of the voice inside your head. Pay attention to what you're telling yourself. Are you constantly doubting your abilities? Focusing on what could go wrong instead of what could go right? Letting fear or insecurity take over? Awareness is the first step. You can't change a thought you don't notice. Once you catch a negative thought, don't let it take root. Don't dwell on it. Negative thoughts are like seeds: if you water them with attention, they'll grow into bigger problems. The moment you notice a negative thought, stop it in its tracks. Interrupt it. Tell yourself, "This thought isn't helping me. It's not true. I'm not going to believe it." You've got to take control before it takes control of you. Now comes the most crucial part: replacing that negative thought with a positive one. It's not enough to just stop thinking negatively, you need to actively choose a better thought to focus on. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough to succeed," replace it with, "I have everything I need to succeed, and I'm improving every day." If you're worried about failing, tell yourself, "Every failure is a step closer to success." It's not about lying to yourself. It's about shifting your focus to something empowering rather than destructive. But let's be honest, this isn't always easy. Negative thoughts can feel overwhelming, especially if you've been stuck in that pattern for a long time. That's why it's important to practice. Replacing negative thoughts is like building a muscle: the more you do it, the stronger your mind becomes. At first, it might feel unnatural. You might even doubt if it's working. But over time, you'll notice a shift. You'll start seeing possibilities instead of problems. You'll feel more confident, motivated, and in control. One effective way to replace negative thoughts is by using affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements you repeat to yourself to reprogram your mind. Write down a list of affirmations that align with the person you want to become. Say them out loud every morning and throughout the day. For example, "I am capable." "I am worthy of success." "I am focused and determined." These statements might feel awkward initially, but they work. They help you create a new mental blueprint for success. Gratitude is another game changer. When you focus on what you're thankful for, it's hard to stay negative. Every day, take a moment to reflect on the good things in your life. Maybe it's your health, your family, your progress, or simply the fact that you woke up today. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It reminds you that there's always something to be positive about, no matter how tough things might seem. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is also crucial. If you're constantly around people who complain, criticize, or doubt, their negativity will rub off on you. Instead, spend time with individuals who uplift, encourage, and push you to be better. Their energy will help you stay positive and focused. Sometimes, the best way to break free from negative thinking is to take action. When you're actively working toward your goals, you don't have time to dwell on negativity. Progress creates momentum, and momentum fuels positivity. Even small actions, like organizing your day or completing a simple task, can give you a sense of accomplishment and help you stay focused on what matters. The fourth principle is to act every single day as if you already have it. If you want success, you can't wait for it to come to you. You can't sit around thinking, one day, I'll be successful. That's not how it works. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who act. The key is to act every single day as if you already possess the success you desire. This isn't about pretending or faking it, it's about carrying yourself with the confidence, discipline, and mindset of someone who has already achieved the life they want. When you act like you've already made it, you start attracting the success you're working toward. The first thing you need to do is change the way you carry yourself. Stop walking around like you're defeated. Lift your head up, stand tall, and move with purpose. Successful people don't hesitate, they know what they want, and their actions reflect it. Even if you're not where you want to be yet, carry yourself as if you belong in the room. This sends a message, not just to others, but to yourself, that you're ready to succeed. Confidence isn't something you wait to feel, it's something you choose to project. Next, adopt the habits of a successful person. Think about the version of yourself who already has everything you're striving for. What does their daily routine look like? How do they spend their time? What choices do they make? Start living that way today. If the successful version of you wakes up early, stays disciplined, and works hard, then do that now. Success is built on habits, not hopes. The more you act like the person you want to become, the faster you'll turn that vision into reality. You also need to watch how you talk about yourself and your goals. Stop saying, I hope this works out, or maybe I'll get there someday. Talk as if it's already happening. Say, I'm building my business, not, I'm trying to start a business. Say, I'm improving my health, not, I'm trying to lose weight. The words you use shape your mindset. When you speak with certainty, you train your mind to believe in the success you're creating. Another thing successful people do is take action every single day. They don't just dream, they act. Do something that moves you closer to your goals. It doesn't have to be a huge step, but it has to be something. Write that email, make that call, learn that new skill, or push yourself harder in your workout. Consistent action creates momentum, and momentum turns into results. You can't wait for opportunities to come your way, you have to go out and make them happen. Let me be clear, acting like you already have it doesn't mean being reckless or living beyond your means. It's not about showing off or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about aligning your actions, mindset, and habits with the success you want to achieve. It's about treating every day like it's a step toward the life you deserve. When you approach your day with that level of intention, you stop wasting time and start making progress. Visualization is another powerful tool. Every morning, take a moment to close your eyes and picture the life you're working toward. See yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotions of success, pride, gratitude, excitement. When you visualize, your brain starts to believe it's real. And when your mind believes it, your actions start to reflect it. This isn't magic, it's mindset. When you align your thoughts and actions with your vision, you bring it closer to reality. Staying consistent is non-negotiable. Acting like you already have it means showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Success doesn't take breaks, and neither can you. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when progress feels slow, and when you're tempted to give up. Those are the days that matter most. Push through. Remind yourself why you started. Keep acting like the person you're becoming, and don't let anything shake that commitment. The fifth principle is to cut out people who drain your energy. If you're serious about reaching your goals and living the life you deserve, one of the toughest but most necessary steps is cutting out people who drain your energy. Listen closely, the people you surround yourself with have a massive impact on your mindset, motivation, and overall success. Some people will lift you up, inspire you, and push you forward. Others will weigh you down, keep you stuck, and drain your energy. Here's the harsh truth: you can't afford to let those people stay in your life if you want to move forward. First, you need to recognize who these people are. They're not always the ones you'd expect. They might not even be actively trying to harm you. They might just be stuck in their own negativity, complaining, and limiting beliefs. These are the people who constantly talk about what's wrong with the world, who hold you back with their doubts and fears. They don't see the possibilities, they only see the problems. Every time you share your dreams and ambitions with them, they respond with skepticism, criticism, or silence. And every time you spend time with them, you leave feeling drained, uninspired, and more uncertain about your own abilities. Now, I'm not saying to cut people out of your life just because they have a bad day or share a negative opinion. That's normal. That's normal. But if you find that you're always around people who consistently bring you down, who make you second-guess your worth, or who discourage you from pursuing your dreams, it's time to take a step back and evaluate their place in your life. You need to ask yourself, is this person helping me grow, or are they keeping me stuck? Understand this: your time and energy are limited. You can't afford to waste them on people who aren't helping you become the best version of yourself. If someone consistently makes you feel small, insecure, or unworthy, you need to make a decision. You can either keep giving them space in your life, or you can let go of that relationship and make room for people who will help you grow. The choice is yours. Cutting people out doesn't mean being cruel or disrespectful. It's about setting boundaries and taking care of your own mental and emotional health. It's about saying, I am no longer willing to sacrifice my peace and progress for someone else's negativity. When you make that decision, you start clearing space for the right people to enter your life, people who support you, who believe in your potential, who challenge you to level up, and who inspire you to keep pushing forward. The truth is, you are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you're always around negative, lazy, or toxic individuals, you'll start to mirror their behaviors, mindset, and energy. But if you surround yourself with people who are driven, positive, and focused on growth, you'll naturally start to adopt those qualities as well. Success is contagious, and so is negativity. It's your choice which one you want to catch. One of the hardest parts about cutting people out is the guilt you might feel. You might feel bad about distancing yourself from friends or family members, especially if they've been in your life for a long time. But here's the reality: you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help others or be your best self if you're constantly drained by people who aren't adding value to your life. You have every right to prioritize your own growth, happiness, and well-being. If someone truly cares about you, they'll understand your need for space to grow. And if they don't, it's time to let go. Your success should never be compromised to maintain a relationship that's holding you back. Don't let guilt hold you back from cutting out people who drain your energy. You owe it to yourself to create space for positivity, support, and growth. Remember, it's not about being harsh, it's about protecting your energy. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is to step away from someone who isn't in alignment with where you're headed. You'll be amazed at how much lighter, clearer, and more focused you feel once you start distancing yourself from negative energy. It's also important to note that this doesn't mean you should only cut out people who are negative. You also need to let go of people who don't respect your boundaries, who constantly drain your time, or who bring unnecessary drama into your life. If someone isn't contributing positively to your life emotionally or mentally, then it's time to make a change. You deserve people who respect you, who encourage you, and who inspire you to be your best self. When you let go of those energy-draining people, you start making room for people who are in alignment with your goals, values, and vision for the future. These are the people who will push you, challenge you, and hold you accountable. These are the people who will believe in you even when you doubt yourself. And these are the people who will make your journey toward success a whole lot easier because they'll be there to lift you up, cheer you on, and remind you of your worth when times get tough. So, take a moment right now to think about who's in your life. Are there people who are holding you back, draining your energy, or keeping you stuck? Are there relationships that are preventing you from being the person you want to be? It's time to make a choice. Your future is too important to spend it around people who don't have your best interests at heart. The sixth principle is to turn every setback into a new opportunity. Setbacks are inevitable. No one is immune to them. Whether it's a failed project, a missed opportunity, a mistake, or something completely out of your control, setbacks will happen. But here's the thing, setbacks don't have to be the end. In fact, they can be the beginning of something even greater. It's all about how you choose to respond to them. If you want to attract success and live the life you've always dreamed of, you need to start seeing every setback as a new opportunity. Think about it, when things go wrong, the first instinct is often to feel defeated, frustrated, or even angry. It's natural. But let's face it, staying in that negative space won't get you anywhere. Successful people don't wallow in their failures, they use them as stepping stones. They take that setback, analyze what went wrong, and then pivot. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently? The failure doesn't define them, their reaction to it does. When you face a setback, you have two choices, you can let it break you, or you can use it as fuel to push forward. The key to turning setbacks into opportunities is your mindset. You have to reframe your thinking. Instead of viewing failure as a sign that you're not good enough, you need to see it as a lesson, a chance to grow and a way to get closer to success. People who succeed understand that setbacks are simply part of the journey. They don't take it personally, they take it as feedback. One of the most important things you can do in a setback is to take a moment to reflect. Don't just rush past it, hoping it will disappear. Take a step back and figure out why things didn't go as planned. Was it something you could have done differently? Were there external factors you didn't foresee? Were you too complacent or not prepared enough? Reflection allows you to identify the lesson in the setback and shows you where you need to adjust. Now, let's be clear, reflection doesn't mean beating yourself up. It doesn't mean dwelling on the mistake. The goal is not to shame yourself but to learn from it. The quicker you can shift your focus from the setback itself to the lesson it offers, the quicker you'll turn that situation into an opportunity. Another powerful way to turn setbacks into opportunities is to remember why you started. Every challenge is just another test of your resilience. If you're committed to your goal, you have to realize that setbacks are just part of the road. When you hit a wall, it's not the end of the journey, it's an invitation to figure out a better path. The road to success is rarely smooth, and it's often the obstacles that give you the strength and wisdom you need to reach the top. Let's take a moment to talk about persistence. This is where most people fall short. They face one obstacle, one challenge, and they give up. They assume that a setback means the end of their dream. But successful people are persistent. They know that no matter how many times they get knocked down, they will get back up. Each time they rise, they learn something new and get closer to their goals. They don't stop because of a setback, they keep going because of it. Every obstacle strengthens their resolve. This is where mindset comes into play again. When you encounter a setback, it's easy to feel discouraged. But what if you use that setback as a reminder of why you need to keep going? When you look at challenges as opportunities for growth, you shift your entire approach. Instead of fearing failure, you start embracing it. It becomes something you're excited to overcome because you know it's preparing you for something bigger. Another important factor is taking action. Setbacks can paralyze people with fear or doubt. But the only way to move forward is by taking action. You might not have all the answers yet, but do something. Don't sit still. Even if it's a small step, take it. It's better to take imperfect action than no action at all. Every step forward, no matter how small, will build your momentum and bring you closer to the success you're working toward. Remember, setbacks don't always have to be seen as failures. Sometimes, they're blessings in disguise. Maybe that business idea didn't work out, but it pushed you to pivot and find an even better opportunity. Maybe that relationship ended, but it led you to discover your own strength and independence. Sometimes, the thing you think is holding you back is actually clearing the way for something greater. The more you embrace setbacks as opportunities, the more you'll start to see them as the gifts they really are. One of the most powerful things you can do is to share your setbacks. Don't be afraid to talk about the challenges you face. By sharing your struggles, you not only help others see that they're not alone, but you also open yourself up to new ideas, perspectives, and opportunities. People often feel alone in their setbacks, but when you open up and share, you create a support system, and that can be a huge source of motivation. Every setback is a chance to rebuild. You're not starting over from scratch, you're starting with more wisdom, more experience, and more resilience. That's power. That's strength. And that's what will help you move forward, no matter how tough things get. So, next time you face a setback, take a deep breath and remember this: it's not the setback that defines you, it's how you choose to respond to it. Will you let it defeat you, or will you use it as a stepping stone toward success? The choice is yours. The key to turning every setback into an opportunity lies in your mindset, your actions, and your refusal to quit. Embrace the setbacks, learn from them, and use them to become the best version of yourself. Keep going, because every setback is just another chance to rise. The seventh principle is to stay grateful for every opportunity in your life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It has the ability to transform your entire life, especially when it comes to attracting success. If you want to truly unlock your potential and draw success into your life, you need to learn how to be grateful for every opportunity, big or small, that comes your way. The way you perceive and respond to opportunities will shape the life you lead, and gratitude is the key to making that shift. Let's be honest, life can sometimes feel overwhelming. We all go through moments when things aren't going the way we planned. Maybe you're feeling stuck, frustrated, or as if your dreams are just out of reach. But here's the truth: every opportunity, whether it looks like a win or a loss, is part of your journey to success. It's a stepping stone, a lesson, a moment that can propel you forward if you approach it with gratitude. The more you appreciate every experience, the more you create a mindset that attracts even more opportunities. The first step to staying grateful for every opportunity is to recognize that every situation has something valuable to offer. When something doesn't go as planned, the natural reaction is often disappointment, frustration, or even resentment. But instead of seeing it as a failure, take a step back and ask yourself, what is the lesson here? Whether it's a setback, a challenge, or even a small victory, there's always something to learn. Maybe that setback taught you resilience, or maybe that small victory gave you the confidence to keep going. The key is to always look for the silver lining. The more you find gratitude in every situation, the more you'll start to see the opportunities that others might miss. This doesn't mean you have to be thankful for every tough moment right away, but training your mind to find the lesson in every experience will help you shift your perspective. When you change your mindset, you begin to see challenges as opportunities to grow, and that changes the way you approach life. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the hardships, it's about finding the value in them. When you start practicing gratitude, you're not just waiting for life to give you good things, you're appreciating everything life throws your way because you know it's helping you grow. Another powerful reason to stay grateful for every opportunity is that gratitude opens doors. When you show appreciation for the opportunities you have, you send out positive energy into the world. That energy attracts more good things. People are drawn to positive energy. So, when you express gratitude, whether it's through words or actions, you're telling the universe that you're ready to receive more. You're showing that you recognize the value of what you already have, and that opens the way for even greater things to come into your life. It's a cycle. Gratitude brings more opportunities, and more opportunities bring even more gratitude. When you're grateful, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what you don't have or what's missing, you start to appreciate everything that's already in your life. You recognize that you have everything you need to be successful right now. You might not have all the resources you think you need, but you have everything within you to make progress. You have the ability to learn, to grow, and to take action. You have opportunities all around you, opportunities to meet new people, to learn new skills, to create, to innovate. Gratitude helps you see that the opportunities you need are already there, it's just a matter of recognizing them. Gratitude also helps you stay grounded. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success and forget about the present moment. We often focus so much on what we want in the future that we forget to appreciate what we have right now. But when you practice gratitude, you remind yourself to be present. You start to appreciate where you are on your journey, even if it's not where you thought you'd be. You begin to understand that each step, each experience, is just as important as the end goal. And by staying grateful for the opportunities in your life, you're able to live fully in the moment, knowing that every step is leading you to the success you desire. But here's the most important part: gratitude brings joy. When you're grateful for the opportunities in your life, you experience a deeper sense of satisfaction. You stop chasing after success because you realize that success isn't just about reaching a destination, it's about appreciating the process. Every small win, every lesson learned, every person you meet along the way is part of the journey. And when you learn to appreciate those moments, you experience joy in the process, not just in the end result. Staying grateful also allows you to handle challenges with a positive attitude. Life will never be perfect, you will face difficulties, rejection, and setbacks. But how you handle them is what matters. When you practice gratitude, you develop a mindset that can find the good in every situation. Instead of letting challenges knock you down, you rise up with a sense of purpose and gratitude. You understand that the obstacles you face are simply part of the path to success. If you want to take your success to the next level, start by practicing gratitude every day. It doesn't have to be complicated. Take a few moments each day to reflect on the opportunities you're grateful for. Whether it's the chance to learn something new, the people in your life who support you, or the progress you've made so far, make it a habit to acknowledge the good. You don't need to wait for big moments to feel gratitude, the small moments, the small wins, are just as important. And when you consistently practice gratitude, you'll begin to attract even more opportunities, and your life will start to shift in amazing ways. Gratitude is a game changer. It shifts your mindset, opens doors, and helps you build a life of abundance. When you're grateful for every opportunity in your life, you send out positive energy that attracts more opportunities. You stop focusing on what's missing and start seeing the value in what you already have. Gratitude helps you stay grounded, appreciate the process, and handle challenges with resilience. The more you practice gratitude, the more success you'll draw into your life. So, today and every day, make the decision to stay grateful. Recognize the opportunities around you, and let that gratitude fuel your journey to success. The eighth principle is to write down your goals and read them every day. Writing down your goals and reading them every day is one of the most powerful habits you can develop if you want to attract success into your life. It's easy to have dreams and ambitions, but without a clear plan and constant reminder of your goals, they can easily fade into the background. When you put your goals in writing and commit to reviewing them daily, you're sending a clear message to yourself and to the universe that you are serious about achieving them. This practice keeps your focus sharp, your energy directed, and your actions aligned with your true desires. First, let's talk about the importance of writing down your goals. When you write your goals, you make them real. You take something abstract, a dream, a vision, an idea, and turn it into something tangible. The act of writing it down forces you to put your thoughts into words, making it more concrete and actionable. It's no longer just something floating around in your mind, it's something you can physically look at, track, and plan for. Writing your goals is the first step toward making them a reality. Without this, you're simply daydreaming. But when you write them down, you're taking ownership. You're telling yourself, this is what I want, and I'm ready to go after it. But it doesn't stop at writing them down. The next crucial step is reading your goals every day, every single day. Why is this so important? Because it keeps your goals at the forefront of your mind. Your mind is powerful, but it's also easily distracted. There are countless things pulling for your attention every day: social media, work, relationships, stress. If you don't have a daily reminder of your goals, it's easy for them to get lost in the noise. But when you read your goals every day, you're making sure they stay at the center of your focus. You're giving your mind the clear direction it needs to stay aligned with your objectives. When you read your goals, you're reinforcing your commitment. It's not enough to just set goals once and forget about them. You have to stay committed. Reading them daily strengthens that commitment. It reminds you why you're working so hard, why you're pushing through challenges, and why you're staying focused. Every time you read your goals, you reignite your passion for achieving them. You remind yourself of the bigger picture and why it's worth it. This consistent reminder helps you stay motivated, even when things get tough. The power of reading your goals daily also lies in the fact that it programs your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is constantly absorbing information, and it's the part of you that drives most of your actions. When you focus on your goals every day, you begin to program your subconscious to align with them.